everyone, my name is Michaela, also known as McKay the Gray, also known as M. Dilla, and we are live from Wilmington, Delaware at the Carry My Own Weight store. Who am I here with today?
You're with Gash, aka the Great Gasher.
So Mr. Gash, you mentioned pivoting, right?
Yeah.
So give me a time where you feel like you had to pivot in your business, something either super good or super bad that just made you like, I gotta make sure my business is years in.
I would say, like, you know, especially like with clothing, it's definitely about being ahead. Like, you know, so before, like, I would be ordering for that season as the season is like when I'm in it. Like, you know, so with that is I had situations where I probably spent like 20, 30,000 on clothes and something might happen manufacturer wise or something like that, and I get the clothes later. So I might miss a season. Like I might have order some winter clothes, and then when they come, the season is changing. So what that is, now I'm faced with a situation where I got this order, but I still got a business I gotta run. So
it's like, what do you do with the clothes?
So what you do with the clothes is you can repurpose the clothes. So like I would like, all right, well, I'm gonna save them till next winter. You know, so I'm gonna get content, get everything in it now. I'm gonna try to sell as much as I can, but more this order I'm just gonna put on pause. But that also ties up a lot of your resources, because now if you spent 15 to 20,000 on this order and say you're supposed to make 60, now you just trying to make your 15 back, or just trying to even make some money to just put back in the rotation.
And to get the clothing out there.
Yeah, to get the clothing out, or to get more clothing. Because one thing about fashion is like you could drop something today, and next week or tomorrow somebody say, well, what's new? Where the new stuff at?
Or like they get tired of seeing the same stuff.
Yeah, tired of seeing the same stuff, but it's like fashion is, you gotta, you know,
keep it going.
Yeah,
keep it hot.
Yeah, you gotta keep just coming out with new pieces, keep, you know, switching stuff up. You gotta just keep it consistent.
So with that being said, the creative aspect of it too, how do you keep new stuff coming when it comes to what you're making or what you're ordering?
So the most important thing to me is the message. You know, and then I'm able to express the message through clothes. But I think that the message is going to live on past clothes. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what if you have Carry My Way book bag, Carry My Way cup, Carry My Way bumper sticker? Like, you know, it just leads to other things. Like, you know, just the message.
All right, so tell me the origin of Carry My Own Weight. What inspired it? How did it come about?
So definitely heavily bike influence. I came up with Carry My Own Weight when I got out in 2013. It was an idea that I had while I was incarcerated. And it was just something that I always used to say, like when I was in there and I was hanging around the older guys, like I always used to say, I carry my own weight, carry my own weight. Then when I got out, I was seeing like a lot of people, different people had like clothing brands and, you know, just doing a lot of different traveling with the bikes and different stuff like that. I was like, I wanted to get something just for us. Like, and when I created the Carry My Own Weight, and I was going different places, people was like, where can I get that? Like, how can I buy that? And it wasn't really for sale. Really.
It was like a if you know, you know type of thing?
Well, it was really just for me and my friends. Just for something that we can wear, like when we go in different places, like kind of something to symbolize us. And then, like, you know, a lot of people from the neighborhood was just like, yo, you got something good, you need to take advantage of it and push it. And I just like put it out there. But Carry My Own Weight is about like anybody that's getting up, no matter what your age is, you getting up, you grinding, you know what I mean? You holding it down, you holding the household. Yeah, you grinding, you holding it down. Like that's what it's about. Like, you know, you ain't putting your responsibilities on nobody else, you carrying it.
Okay, so you said you were incarcerated. That's very deep. So thinking about how you were before you became a business owner and before you even started to Carry My Own Weight, how did you switch your mindset into becoming a full-blown leader and someone who is starting something?
I feel like I always was a leader, but you know, before I just didn't understand my potential or didn't understand my worth. So it's like, you know, now it's pretty all the same, you know what I mean? It's all the same, just different products, you know what I mean? It's kind of like all the same. It actually, like, you know, when you coming from the streets and you going into entrepreneurial, it's like it really gives you an edge because you kind of like it's different. Like, you know, the one thing I learned about business is in the streets, people will try to how can I say it, like backdoor. People won't backdoor you, or it'll be cautious about doing it because it's consequences come behind that. In business, it's like sue me. Like I didn't see that. Like people don't do it behind your back; they do it to your face. You know, it's just, so it's like, it's way more cutthroat in this type of business, in corporate, and like in this type of business.
Yeah, it's a whole nother ball game.
It's different. It's different. You know,
sure.
So definitely just coming from that side just prepares you.
Okay. So you said that you feel like you didn't know your potential before. What do you think happens with, you know, young black men in street culture? Why do you think it's so easy for them to slip through the cracks? Just going based off of your experience.
I mean, it's like, you know, it's because, you know, you got friends, you got people that you grew up with, so it's like, you know, you got your family, but then you got stuff that you might go through with your friends or with your people that you grew up with that you haven't been through with your family, so that makes them family. So it's like sometimes it be like kind of like a guilty by association type of thing, or
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it just be like you kind of like you kind of tied to that person by loyalty, because it's like something that y'all might have went through that nobody knows, or something that y'all might have survived that might have binded y'all. So it's like you might be trying to go this way and they might be trying to go that way. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta kind of like, and you don't want to like leave them or separate yourself from them, because like, yo, we've been through so much.
Right.
But it's like, you know, how can I say it? Like the next. You gotta understand that when you got a higher calling, you on like a different path. Like everybody can't go. Okay. Like, you know what I mean, on that journey.
You have to lead your own path, essentially.
Yeah, you gotta lead your own path, and I think like just like with the younger guys, from what I see, is like I think that they think that if you do something different, it changes who you are, and that's like a big thing with me with Carry My Weight. It's like, you see, like, I'm out here in my neighborhood, those are my friends that I grew up with, like, you know, my same influence and my same power that I had on the other side I have now as a business owner. Yeah, so it's just like,
you're just being yourself, essentially.
And that's what's going to take you.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm glad you brought up that point, and I asked you that question because, you know, I have people that's younger that watch this type of stuff, right? And I want them to be able to get some sort of inspiration, because you look like them and you're doing the right thing, you know? So what do you think is the misconception about being in the streets? Because you said really people think it'll make them different by doing something different, but in reality you're just being yourself, but people don't feel comfortable being themselves. So what do you think is the misconception about being in the streets?
I think that, you know, sometimes people miss that, you know, your circumstances might it might be like, over here it's like certain things that I watched that I grew up and I thought it was all right. Like it ain't like nobody it's like I just, that's what I seen. So it was like normal to me. I thought that was all right. Like, you know, like with going to jail and doing stuff like that, that's like everybody in the neighborhood went to jail. So it's like, you know, it's just, you just waiting on your turn. You know, just, it's gonna happen. But it's like, I think that, you know, people's circumstances, like I said, like with your friends, with your upbringing, you know, it's like, you could really be wanting to be on the right path. Put it like this, like when I go and speak to some of the kids and stuff, like I might go to speak at the detention center, I might go speak at CMOW. Okay. So you got some kids in there that's very intelligent, you know what I mean, they smart, they got some good stuff going on. But it's like, all right, they ready to get out of jail, or they ready to get out, and your childhood friend that you grew up with,
you trying to get you back in.
Not even get you back in, but it's just like, it's like you could really be trying to change and be on something different. But people could know like you are an important piece on the board. Okay. So it's just like, just because you trying to change your stuff around and do the right thing, that don't mean people that you got stuff going on with, or people, they don't gotta honor that. It don't mean like I'm gonna be like, all right, well, yeah, he we forgiving him. It don't work like that. It just don't work like that. So it's just like, even if you're trying to do like something different, you know, sometimes your circumstances or your environment won't even allow you. You know what I mean? So you gotta kind of remove yourself, and it's like nobody
literally remove yourself.
Literally remove yourself, and then nobody want to be like, you know, like I said, like when you got these relationships and you grow up with people, it's like it's an unspoken loyalty that you tie to them. Right. So it's like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to do the right thing, but one of my friends get in an issue or one of my friends pass away. It's like that shit, like stuff like that will pull you back. Yeah, because it's just like, well, you know, we've been through forever in a wake up together, and now, since I'm doing this, but that right there could kind of like pull you back.